key is this, what y'all just said. That's why I'm going to throw it all back at all of y'all. Got to win a championship. When is he going to win one? When is he going to win one? Because to me, he stacked the deck. He's a big stacker. But when is you going to win that championship? And y'all, look, ain't nobody in here, and I'm talking to you too, D, have to agree. When that man was on OKC, he had some decent teams. He had some teams that could win a championship. Okay? What is the excuse?
You got to win the championship. It's all about these championships, though. You got to win at least 3.
Hold on, because that could tie into the next question.
Let's go ahead.
If you want to tie that into the next question, because wasn't that the argument with this Russell Wilson thing going, Russell Westbrook going on with Stephen A? Okay, Stephen A was pointing out his triple-double, or not necessarily his triple-double, because he did have a triple-double, but
he said it wasn't that nice.
He set a record.
Yeah. Was
it impressive? I agree with Stephen A. It wasn't impressive to me because it was Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook we're used to seeing him triple-doubles. Okay? Now, the key is this, what y'all just said. That's why I'm going to throw it all back at all of y'all. Got to win a championship. When is he going to win one? When is he going to win one? Because to me, he stacked the deck. He's a big stacker. But when is he going to win that championship? And y'all, look, ain't nobody in here, and I'm talking to you too, D, have to agree. When that man was on OKC, he had some decent teams. He had some teams that could win a championship. Okay? What is the excuse?
First off, I just want to highlight, his triple-double. He had 35 points, 21 rebounds, and 14 assists. So before I answer that question, I just want to ask y'all personally, because I feel like it still was impressive to do. Most guys don't do that, have 21 assists, well, 21 rebounds and 14 assists with 35 points. I want to first ask y'all, was that impressive? And then I'll get into your question. Big dog, was that impressive to y'all? Because I feel like it was impressive.
I say no because we're used to seeing him do that. Now, we're not used to seeing him break that type of record where he third to Magic and he third to who was that? I want to say
Robinson or something.
Was it Oscar Robinson?
Yes.
Okay. So, but what I'm saying is this: we used to seeing Westbrook put up triple doubles, so it wasn't it wasn't that impressive.
I feel like it was impressive. Anytime you can drop a triple double, I feel like it's still impressive.
Okay, but like this. Remember, we had this discussion. Championships matter. Okay, championships matter. Even when you go in the Hall of Fame, championships matter. You got some great players in the Hall of Fame never won the championship. Charles Barkley is one of them. Patrick Ewing is
Hold on, big dog. Before you start right there, I want to just ask the question. Okay. Dan and Rizzo, do y'all think it was impressive? Because you're gonna start rolling.
Honestly, I definitely think it was impressive to average. That's a triple double. Like, hasn't he averaged back-to-back season triple doubles?
Yeah, he didn't did it like 3 straight seasons.
So it's not like we haven't seen it before.
But I mean, it is something he normally does, but it's still a hard feat to accomplish. Averaging, getting a triple double.
What you got, Dan?
It's impressive because I don't think it's like ain't nobody in the league coming back to back triple doubles, averaging a triple double or even doing what he's doing. I feel like it's impressive. I just feel like sometimes he might be on the wrong team or around the wrong people.
Yeah. Go ahead, big dog.
He had a team in OKC. Y'all have to admit that. Come on, man. He had stars in OKC. It's like y'all was up 3-1 last year. Last year, Kevin Durant was on OKC. They was up 3-1. How the hell y'all lose? That was your championship right there. That's what I'm saying right there. It's not like he have not had a championship team because he have. He was on a championship team, just never can get over the hump. You want to impress me, win a championship. All these triple doubles, I don't give a damn about all these triple doubles. You just stacking the deck for yourself because you know what? You're gonna go in the Hall of Fame. Okay. What did you do? Oh, you got a whole bunch of triple doubles. Well, you sit on down there with Barkley in there because you ain't got a ring. You can't sit at this table. And y'all already know it's so many tables is already set in the Hall of Fame. He can't sit at the table with Jordan and them. He can't sit there. He got to go on down there with Barkley and them. No championship, go sit with them.
I
That's where
definitely
it's gonna
agree
go.
with you on that one, big dog, because playing all these games is about championships.
Yes.
If you don't win the championships, all those games you just played in the season really don't matter.
And what you just said, Rizzo, is exactly what Stephen A. said. And they got his wife and him got upset about it.
And I mean, it's true. I hate to say it, like I love Russell Westbrook as a player. He's an amazing player. But
yes.
It's about championship.
It's about
championship. I just want to post play what Stephen A. Smith said exactly so that everybody can get a full perspective of it. So can y'all let me know if it works?
All I have to say in regards to what she had to say about me, because she is no fan of mine, and based on Russell Westbrook, I would ask friends of Russell Westbrook's, teammates, contemporaries of Russell Westbrook, people in the NBA community or whatever. I would ask everybody to go back and look specifically at what I've said about Russell Westbrook, not just yesterday, but his track record. What did I say about his track record? This is a sensational athlete, the most athletic point guard in the history of basketball, destined for the Hall of Fame. I said all of those things, but you've come up short. You were with Kevin Durant when you had a 3-1 lead, and you lost it to Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors being up 3-1. Kevin Durant departs. We got on Kevin Durant for leaving you high and dry. The next 3 years, you get bounced out in 5 by James Harden in Houston. You get bounced out in 6, if I remember, by Donovan Mitchell. You get bounced out in 6 by Damian Lillard, who not only dropped 50, but waved goodbye to you after hitting that long 3 over Paul George. That's what happened. Then you go to Houston last year. And what happens? You fall in the playoffs, albeit to the Lakers. That's what transpired. And now you're in Washington, D.C. with Bradley Beal as your somebody turned down because they got an echo in my ear. I'm sorry. But now you're teammates with Bradley Beal in Washington, D.C. You're 13 games under 500, and everybody wants to talk about your numbers. What I was saying, Mrs. Russell Westbrook, along with Mr. Russell Westbrook, is that you've been so phenomenal with the numbers. We don't care anymore about the numbers. We know what you can do. You won a league MVP, averaging a triple-double. The first time that was done since Oscar Robertson did it in 1962. You're averaging a triple-double now. That particular season you won league MVP, you registered like 42 triple-doubles in a season. We know what you can do with the numbers. What about the chip? What about
That's what I'm talking about.
So
that's what I'm talking about.
So
you stacking the deck with your numbers. We understand the greatness of you. Where is the championship? That's the only thing I'm saying. That same thing.
That's mainly what he said. Y'all got the gist of it. But I felt like at the same time, this is my stance on it. You know, everybody can't win. We know that in basketball, it's always been an era. As of late, it's been Bronze era. Well, not of late. It's really been Golden State era, if we being honest. Bron just won this past year. But when Bron was on Miami and things like that, it was his era. You know, Bron kind of lately, he got caught in this Golden State era. You know, going back, Reggie Miller got caught in the Michael era. Some other guys. AI got caught in the Kobe and Shaq era. You see what I'm saying? And AI was definitely great. So you got so many of these and then other teams got caught up in the Spurs era. And we know how long that lasted too. So I think that everybody can win. And Russell Westbrook is actually my favorite player in the NBA. But everybody can win, and that's the thing about it. So his greatness is his triple doubles. He'll be remembered off fact of his athleticism, his triple doubles, and his stats. But when it comes to one of the greatest ever, he won't be in that discussion, like you said, because of sitting at the table, he won't have a championship. Because Russell Westbrook, my guy, but obviously he won't win a championship. He didn't have his chance to win, so it's kind of too late right now. You know, you don't have when you a player like Russell Westbrook, you're not the best in your era, you don't have too many chances to win. So his chance passed when he lost 3-1 to KD, of course. But I still think that Stephen A. Smith came a little harsh, and sometimes this backfires because it's things like this, right? Where Stephen A. says this about a guy and he won't be remembered and all this type of stuff. This is why it forces super teams. This is why you see LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin trying to get a championship because they want to be remembered somehow. They want to be remembered on their Brooklyn. So it's a backfire because sometimes you talk about these players so much. This is what happened with LeBron. LeBron was like, I'm great. I want to be remembered. So I'm going to make a super team. So, and we know that Stephen A. is one of the biggest critics of super teams. We saw how he came at LaMarcus Aldridge, and we know how he came at KD them. KD, he would have been saying the same thing about Kevin Durant if he had not joined the Golden State Warriors. So it's sort of to say like you saying all this, but you still at the same time you creating these super teams and you creating all these unfair matchups that the NBA have been letting, because these guys understand they have to get a championship under their belt to win. So obviously, Russell Westbrook didn't play with the best stars, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant. I'm gonna say this: I don't think that Paul George was ever on the level of them two players alone. I think that Paul George was a more intermediate player compared to Kevin Durant and even Bradley Beal in my eyes. So
hold on, player, you left out the beard, man.
Yeah, James Harden.
Don't forget about James Harden.
Yeah, I can't forget about James Harden.
He played with James Harden not once.
But look though,
he played with James Harden not once, but twice.
But let me say something. James Harden came up short with CP3. So what you saying?
He came up short too. I agree.
And that's why I'm saying it forces super teams because James Harden wants to be remembered. Now finish what you were saying, Dan.
The only reason I respect Westbrook is because he didn't go to a super team or build a super team or none of that like that. He dogged it out. He stayed with his team and he fought, and that's what he's doing now. He's fighting, and you gotta respect the man for that. Yeah. Like everybody else running, building like what the Nets doing. I don't approve of that because it's like this. How you gonna win like that? Or even if you win, it ain't like you really earned it. You ain't really earned it.
Who started it?
Who started it?
Who started it?
But this is what I'm saying.
Hold on, player. Who started it and who they going after?
But this is what I'm saying.
The same man that started it is the same man they going after.
Okay. Can we?
Boston started it.
Boston had I'm gonna be honest. Boston. They got some of it. They got traded there. But also they did start
role players at that time.
They got traded.
That's the first super team. That's the super team.
This era, that was the first super team. This new, that was a past era, but coming into this new era, that was one of the first super teams. With 3 stars on it. But I'm gonna say this. It's like what I said earlier. Critics, NBA critics, these guys listening. Obviously, Russell Westbrook was listening to Stephen A. to have a response from the jump. You see what I'm saying? But these guys know that. They know that somehow they can't win it by themselves on some of these teams. LeBron knew he couldn't win on the Cavaliers, so he had to find a way to move on. So he knew that he wanted to be remembered. Everybody would have been like, LeBron was one of the greatest ever. He never won a championship. Well, same thing about Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, some of these other guys. AI, let's not forget how great AI was.
Malone, Stockton.
Yeah, we can go on down the line. So I'm saying
down the line, player.
So I'm saying,
like I told y'all last week, a lot of you players out there, y'all need to thank Michael Jordan. Because if he never retired, y'all wouldn't have had a championship. Olajuwon wouldn't have had nothing if Jordan didn't retire.
But listen, though, that's why Olajuwon is great, though. This is what I'm saying, though. This is why Olajuwon was great, though. Even though Michael Jordan had to leave for him to win, he's still gonna be remembered because a lot of people would have went down and Olajuwon would have been in the same thing as Patrick Ewing, because a lot of guys mark Olajuwon over Patrick Ewing. You know what I'm saying? People say Olajuwon was the best center of all time. You know, a lot of people say
me personally in they 2 eras, Patrick Ewing was the better center. Olajuwon can just shoot. He was a threat from the 3-point line. He was a threat outside the hole. Patrick Ewing was a threat in the hole. You wasn't coming in the hole on him. You just wasn't.
Yeah.
You know. So to me personally, because I watched them both, Patrick Ewing was the better center to me than Elijah Wan.
Yeah,
that's
so
just my opinion.
A lot of guys, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you look at it like that, but a lot of people they'll rank Elijah Wan over Shaq. You know what I'm saying?
Woo, don't do that. Don't do that now. Don't do that now. You can't rank none of them. You can't rank none of them over Shaq. None of them.
Elijah Wan,
not one of them. Not Elijah Wan.
I'm not saying
Patrick
it's not
Ewing,
me because I haven't watched
the
Elijah
Admiral,
Wan. I can't even speak on them. But
you can't rank none of them over Shaq.
So a lot of people saying Elijah Wan over Shaq, but a lot of people wouldn't have been saying that if Elijah Wan never won, because you see what I'm saying. So it's like these critics, they don't understand their power. You criticize them so much that you force these guys in the instance to be like, yeah, you know, I gotta win the championship. The only way for me to do it is to pair up with it. This is modern thinking.
But he only paired up with one star though. It's like always been him and another star. It never been three. That's why I respect Westbrook a lot. And you know, a lot of people
you can respect him. You're gonna honor his numbers, but he gonna be on that same table eating with Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was one of the greats too, but half of y'all don't remember his numbers.
I understand that, big dog.
You know what I'm saying? Man was on 3 teams. Half of y'all don't remember the 3 teams he was on. So pretty soon, Westbrook gonna be one of them players. They ain't gonna remember. They're gonna just say, "Oh, he's the king of the triple doubles." That's all you're gonna remember about him. That's it.
Dan Marino, he's not brought up in a lot of GOAT conversations.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. That's a good analogy.
I still, big dog, I still respect him. He didn't run like KD and go.
You know, I agree with you because you know that was my biggest argument. That's my biggest thing. You already know. Back in the day, that's why I love Jordan and them. They never went nowhere. They stuck it out with their team.
Yep, and that's what he was doing. That's what he was doing.
And I agree with you on that one. I agree with you.
I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this too. Also, I'm just drop these names. Andre Drummond, LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin.
But
listen,
they don't have a choice.
A lot of
them,
them, they
gotta go somewhere else to try to win something.
But I'm saying this to say this. These guys were more than likely they were healthy. They decided to sit out. They had a agreement with their teams, and they got bought out. You know, a lot of these guys weren't playing on these teams for about 2 to 3 months. You know, they weren't in no games. Drummond them, Aldridge, they were sitting on the bench.
Well, Drummond, they told to stay home. Hold on now, let's get that straight. Cleveland told Drummond to stay home because they was going to try to trade him, but if they couldn't trade him, they was going to release him. So they told Drummond to stay home.
Yeah, but I'm talking about other guys too.
Aldridge was a surprise to me. That was
Aldridge
a surprise
and Blake Griffin, but I'm saying these guys never like.
Well, Blake wanted out of Detroit anyway. Blake wanted out last year.
This is what I'm saying though. Russell is a guy that never stopped playing. You look at all these other guys; they want it out. You see what I'm saying? They want it out and all of this. So it's like those guys are really the suckers. To me, you want out, but you still don't want to play for this team and show what you got. But Russell always been giving it 110%. If I had a name for Russell Westbrook, it'll be 110%, man. You know, he always giving more than 100%, no matter where he at. So that's what I like about Russell. That's why I feel like he'll go down as one of the best players, heart-wise, to me, to ever play the game and hustle.
I'm gonna cut you right there. I'm gonna cut you off right there because
wait.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
If James Harden win a championship this year, we won't be talking about Russell Westbrook.
James Harden not winning the championship.
No, I'm just saying, D. I'm just saying. Just give it. If he win a championship this year with Brooklyn, and if Brooklyn go all the way and win a championship, we're not going to talk about Russell Westbrook because James Harden doing the same thing.
You tying into my question, though. You tying into what I'm saying. I still
respect Westbrook, and I wouldn't respect James Harden because James Harden wanted it out, and he stopped playing.
Well, he wanted out of Houston.
Yeah, I forgot about James Harden.
Hold on, player. We all talk about this on this show all the time. It's something going on in Houston anyway. Everybody want out in Houston. Whether it be on the football team, basketball team, or baseball team. Everybody want out in Houston. So we don't know what's going on in Houston, why James Harden wanted out. You know, I don't know. We don't know. But all I can say is Houston, he got
time to lose. I'm going to say this too, though. But that's tying into what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying is the critics. James Harden been hearing the critics. So he had to go and make a move where he could win a championship. This is what I'm saying. These critics are talking, and the power of them are forcing these guys into super teams. Now, Russell Westbrook decided right now that he wanted out and decided to join the Brooklyn Nets. Stephen A will be mad. But at the same time, you bashing these guys and you seemingly forcing them that they gotta win the championship best they can so that they can be remembered. And a lot of these guys think about their legacy like that.
I don't think these analysts is doing that. I think as a superstar player yourself that you have to win a championship. But the pressure gets on
by analysts. You see the analysts pushing pressure literally on Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I mean,
come on now. And then they want to be mad at him.
They do that in the NFL all the time too. They put pressure on the quarterback to win Super Bowl. Yeah, you have to.
But I'm saying you can't compare. You can't compare NFL to this because NFL doesn't have as much.
I'm just saying when they're putting the pressure on one guy to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think Stephen A is putting pressure on Westbrook. I think he's just trying to make a statement to say it's good that you get all these triple doubles. You're a triple double.
But he's doing it indirectly. I mean, what I'm saying is not knowingly.
I'm saying, when are you going to win a championship? We all been saying that.
You see what he's doing though. He give it every night. He give it his all.
That's what I'm saying. What more can you add?
Come on, man. Washington, Washington the second or third worst team in the NBA right now.
Exactly, but this is what I'm saying. There's only him and Bradley Beal. They don't have no more pieces around them or none of that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's Washington's fault, though. That's not.
You're right.
That's Washington's fault.
But what I'm saying is, Westbrook ain't really had no good pieces around him. Like to me, Houston, I don't think he should have went there because he wasn't gonna fit in.
No, I agree with you. I said his best chance to win a championship was in OKC. When they was up 3-1, there's no way in the hell y'all should have lost that championship. If they would have won that championship that year, we wouldn't even be discussing this.
He might get one though. I think he might get one.
Washington is currently the 13th seed in the East. Russell Westbrook, my guy, but at the same time, I don't think that he won.
I
think
he might get one. I think he might get one because he don't give up. He'll be a role player, bench player by that time.
Definitely be in the Basketball Hall of Fame though.
Yeah, but I want to ask this question.
We all know he first ballot in the Hall of Fame. We know that, but he over there with Charles Barkley and them eating at that table because he ain't going on the ring side.
Hey, can I ask this?
Table.
Yes.
Hey, can I ask this though? Russell Westbrook said, let me start back over. Stephen A said that he wasn't a champion, but Russell Westbrook said that I am a champion. He said that I came from, coming from where a lot of people don't make it out, and he became a star in college at UCLA to becoming a star in the NBA and giving back to his community and all of that. So he said that he was a champion. Do you guys agree that Russell Westbrook is a champion? Just the word champion, because he said that he was a champion more than just on the court, but off the court also. You see what I'm saying?
Of all, let's
so do you feel that he's a champion off those words that he stated?
It's a lot of players came from where Westbrook came from. Okay, he still ain't no champion. He ain't win shit in college. He ain't win no championship in college. Still ain't nothing. You still ain't win nothing in college.
But he's saying that he conquered the
it's a lot of NBA. Hell, D Rose conquered that living here in Chicago.
But it's not too many guys that conquer that.
I'm just saying.
If that was the case, a
lot of players have conquered what he's talking about. A lot of players.
I can understand what you're saying with him. I think he's from Compton. Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Compton. So yeah, he is a champion, being able to be a young black man making it out of Compton. So I can understand that in that sense, but right now we're just trying to get him to be an NBA champion. So I understand where Stephen A. Smith is coming from.
The man been on some of the biggest stages and never got over the top. I'm sorry. That's just how I look at it.
I just look at it as like this. Stephen A., I don't like him. The only reason I don't like him because he always got something to say negative. He never have nothing positive to say about the black people. Always negative. So it's like, if he played basketball, he'll know how it feels and all.
Correction. He from Long Beach. Russell Westbrook from Long Beach.
Long Beach. Well, it's still kind of like
in that
that's like the same area, like still a high violent area for young black men.
Yeah. So It's crazy. I think that he a champion though. I'ma say it from my eyes, you know.
Mm-hmm. I
Because
guarantee you, Charles Barkley say he a champion too.
I'm saying that all of that.
Patrick Ewing is a bigger champion than all of them because now he the head coach that took his team to a championship. So
Who?
Yeah, if you manipulate the
Patrick Ewing.
definition of championship,
Oh yeah, they didn't. Well, they went to the tournament.
I said they went to a championship. I say won. I say went to one. So I'm quite sure he a bigger champion too right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know. All I want to tell you young players out there right now, championships matter. All that stacking the deck with all your numbers, that's good. It's great. You know what? Because that's going to keep you a job in the NBA. Because they're going to love to see them stack of the thing. Then you can get them hundreds of millions of dollars. You don't win no championship, you still ain't shit.